Austin, the boss of Tyne, likes to be the center of attention. We were at a Sunday night party at his house. Under the influence of alcohol, he showed himself in all his glory. He is as homophobic as it is possible to be, as well as sexist, racist, and believes that only his religious beliefs matter. I never felt any sympathy for Austin, nor did he for me. His house was decorated for the holidays, overdone both inside and out. I can't imagine his neighbors are thrilled with the gawkers driving by from dusk to midnight. There were Christmas trees in every room and mistletoe hanging in every aisle. Under several of them, I had already kissed Tyne. After watching the soccer game, I was dreading the presentation of quarterly bonuses. Tyne thought she was going to get one of them, so I crossed my fingers, hoping the evening would fly by and we could go home and celebrate naked. Several card tables had been set up to accommodate the crowd of guests. The elite of the company gathered at a table in Austin's dining room, while everyone else sat in folding chairs. Dinner was buffet style. After dinner, dessert and drinks quickly disappeared. Austin was being his usual meticulous asshole self. I was taken aback when he pointed in my direction and said, "Vaughn Ricky, he had to get married outside the family." Everyone in the living room awed. Even my wife Tyne. What the hell was that? I was simmering beneath the surface. "Yeah, by the time he graduated from high school, you were 23 years old then, Ricky?" By then, all his cousins were married or pregnant. It made everyone howl with laughter, and really hurt our marriage, as did Tyne. I remained unfazed, not even dignifying him with the courtesy to respond positively or negatively. When he attends family reunions, everyone thinks he's still on the prowl and that Tyne must be his parole officer. Laughter shook the house. Tyne never once looked in my direction, but her laughter erupted as well as she clung to his every word. When the hall fell silent, I spoke. "Austin, I remember you said something about growing up on a farm. We all know what that means. You lost your virginity in the field with the sheep, pulling your jeans down to your ankles." Tyne shrieked, "Ricky!" "Yes, indeed. Those commercials about people counting sheep must be making you get up and run after them. Ricky, stop it, please." Tyne tried a different approach. It was deathly quiet. "And your beautiful bride. I bet her curly hair reminds you of your favorite farm animals. Does she make you finish faster by saying B-E-E-E, 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 B-E-E?" "Ricky, stop it," from one terrified Tyne. "Get the hell out of my house, asshole!" Austin stood up, pointing at the door. I took a drink of my nearly empty beer bottle, waved him off, and left alone. Walking out the front door, I didn't look back once. My phone was off before I even reached my car. It took less than an hour to gather the few things I wanted to keep. I left my wedding ring and tattered marriage license on the kitchen table. Although I didn't want to keep them, I did take all the photo albums I could find. They ended up in the dumpster behind the motel where I spent the first night. I had experienced parties at Austin's house before, but his humiliation of me on Sunday night, fueled by alcohol, was the last straw. Although I had no proof, I believed Tyne was having an affair with the man. Her refusal to speak out against him was enough to destroy our marriage. If her job meant more to her than respecting me, then she could have him and her job. Life is too short to waste on people like that. With the advent of online banking, it was easy to open new accounts just in my own name. Time was not on my side. I needed to get my half of the assets before Tyne realized it was over between us. To hell with it. I took everything. Let her figure out how to get it all back. This is war. So what if they make me give it back? Waking up Monday morning, I was confused but quickly realized where I was and why I was here. I checked out of the motel and arrived at work at my usual time. My phone was still snoozing. One of my friends at work at the end of the day quickly checked the parking lot for me. There appeared to be a woman waiting for someone. She was parked on the street and seemed interested in the cars in our parking lot. Since my expense reports were due by Friday, I stayed working on them until 9 o'clock at night. There was little I could do now if Tyne was still there, and she was. As I approached my car, I was interrupted by Tyne before I reached her. "What brings you out here at this time of night, Tyne?" "Cut the crap, Ricky. My credit card is declined and my checking account is empty, and you've ruined our marriage license. Here, put your wedding ring back on. And the savings account, don't forget, I emptied that too. Keep the ring." "Can't you take a little joke, you poor thin-skinned child? Fuck you. Or better yet, go back to fucking Austin. I'm done with you. Over what? Because I laughed at my boss's jokes? If you want to believe that, of course you did. I don't understand what this is about. And that perfectly summarizes why I dumped you. Now, unless you want to get sprayed with mosquito repellent, get the hell out of my way. You can't. She couldn't. I did. Tyne retreated to her car. What the hell is wrong with you? She shouted at me when I pulled up beside her. What the hell is wrong with me? I had a wife who chose to laugh at me instead of with me. If I had a wife who loved me, she would have stood up and said, "Fuck you, Austin, I'm leaving. How dare you insult my husband like that? Come on, Ricky, let's get out of this stinking hole." In contrast to her usual wit, Tyne looked at me in silence. I left. Having booked a hotel room for the week, I tried a cafe I passed by every day but never stopped. It was more than good. On Tuesday, the Tyne's approach changed. A note was slipped under my windshield. "Ricky, I'm sorry. I had to stick up for you in front of my boss. Please come home. I love you." Tyne. Not having my phone turned on wasn't as stressful as I thought it would be. Checking texts and emails every few minutes was replaced by listening to the demons in my head. Without my phone on, it was easy to not contact Tyne. Sure, I could have gone home, but that didn't happen. When I got off work on Wednesday, Mr. Asshole himself was waiting for me. "Ricky, I'd like to apologize. I was just being stupid." I sprayed him with mosquito spray as he walked back to his car, a mental note to buy more mosquito spray. "You miserable asshole! BTW, I have your wife. You're a cuckold!" Suspicions confirmed. Too bad I didn't get it on tape. I'm sure his wife would have loved to hear that confession. Tyne returned on Thursday. She was dressed better than appropriate for a weekday. "Ricky, please come home. Dressed like that, you look like you've been the company whore today." "Ricky, I dressed like that for you." "I doubt that. Is Austin sharing you with other people now? You know he bragged about sleeping with you? If he did, he was lying. I've been faithful to you." "I doubt that too. I don't know you anymore. I don't like you anymore. If you add it all up, I don't love you anymore. It was a 5-year mistake." "Don't say that, Ricky. I've been faithful to you and I still love you. Can I show you the video?" "I guess." Tyne walked over to me, playing with her phone. She stopped a meter away from me and picked up the phone. The video was not taken by Tyne, but by someone else and centered on Tyne. "Thank you all for taking a moment out of your workday. Sunday night, I did something stupid, one that could cost me my marriage. A lot of you were there. So tonight, I want to say, screw you, Austin, I'm out of here. How dare you insult my husband like that?" In the video, Tyne approached Austin. She brushed him off, spit in his face, and then turned around and walked away. "You'll notice I changed my clothes. I went home this afternoon and changed into this. I want you to come home." "He said he slept with you." "That's bullshit. Maybe he did, but I believe in my vows, and you'll have to decide who to believe." "Well, my coworker happened to capture it. Shortly after I sprayed Austin, he turned on his camera. Check out this video." The video showed me walking away from Austin, who by then was leaning against his car, wiping his eyes. It clearly shows Austin telling me I'm a cuckold. "Ricky, that's not true. Burn the bastard. Send this to his wife. I've got her email address. What can I do to prove it to you? Ask anyone for proof. There won't be any. I'd be happy to take a lie detector test. When did this supposedly happen? Help me, Ricky. I don't want to lose you to a false accusation. I know I owe you a lot for my behavior Sunday night, but there was never any infidelity on my part." As much as I don't want to, I wonder why he chose to humiliate me. Is this what you do when you're alone together? Make fun of me? Tyne fought back tears. "I wasn't with him. I don't know why he was hitting on you." Tyne choked back sobs. Part of me wanted to hug her. I loved her enough to marry her. What if that asshole just wanted to get back at me for embarrassing him? Those emotions clashed with the emotion. What did you expect her to say? I still need some time, Tyne. I paid for a week at my hotel. Give me some space. Tears were running down Tyne's cheek. Please come home, Ricky. I love you. Can you still say you love me? I love you, Tyne. I just don't like you right now. Tyne looked like she was about to snap. I opened my arms and she crashed into me. Do you want to go out for dinner? I'd love to, Ricky. There's a cafe on 3rd and Sauce. I'll meet you there. Dinner was a little awkward. Tyne tried to act like nothing had happened. I was asking myself a million what-if questions. When it was time to leave, I kissed Tyne on the forehead, causing her eyes to cloud over. Ricky, please don't seek comfort from anyone else. You don't need revenge because I've always been loyal to you. I love you. Good night. I love you too, Tyne. Be careful where you go. Back in my room, I forwarded the video of Austin claiming I was a cuckold to Tyne, asking her to forward it to Austin's wife. No wonder Mr. Asshole was waiting for me after work on Friday. Austin didn't know that security had been alerted and parked outside my car. As I pulled into the parking lot, Austin headed towards me with the words, "You funny shit! I should kill you!" Luckily, Austin only shot me with pepper spray. While I was wiping my eyes, he kicked me in the balls. Luckily, the kick wasn't hard, but I still went down. He threw another good punch before he was grabbed by 2 security guards. The police were called. He was charged not only with assault, but also with threatening to kill me. The guards videotaped the whole thing. Tyne left several messages begging me to forgive her, but I still needed time. That damn pepper spray was really invasive, and I ended up just throwing my clothes in a dumpster in the back of the hotel. I was glad it was Friday night, as the only clothes I had were not work-appropriate, were dirty, and I didn't want to walk into our house and have to deal with Tyne. Monday morning, I checked out of the hotel with full intention of returning to my home. However, there were a couple of guys waiting for me after work. "Mr. Williams, could you give us a minute?" I didn't have time to catch which one was speaking, but I turned toward them. "Who are you and why do I have to talk to you?" The one who was shorter in stature and I suppose older replied, "My name is Eric Brody. I'm filling in for Austin for the time being. This is James Sanger from our corporate legal department. Your wife resigned last week, and we would very much like her to reconsider her decision. Our attempts to contact her have been unsuccessful. We were hoping you could shed some light on what led us to this." Sitting on the hood of my car, I briefly recounted the past week. I may have overlooked the fact that I spray-painted Austin, turning it into a self-defense reaction. That's exactly what I told the police last Friday. He had no proof, and my friend's videotape was taken after Austin was on the ground, swearing. Sanger tried to speak as if he were on the stand. "Look, Mr. Williams, your wife is certainly not without fault in all of this, but regardless of her behavior on the job, we really want her back on the team. She was a team leader on a lucrative project with a deadline fast approaching. Can you try to convince her to come back?" "What do you mean by her behavior at work?" Both men looked at each other as if one of them had farted. Sanger tried to save face. "Well, it's well known in the office that she and Austin were a little too friendly with each other. We have no evidence that they ever violated company policy, which only covers their time together during work hours. Our investigation stopped as soon as they left the workplace. If he was trying to help, he certainly failed. Look, James, unless you want to share the results of your investigation with me, I have no further comment." Brody looked alarmed. "As much as we'd like to, Ricky. That data is considered proprietary, and employee privacy laws don't allow it." "Then I think you'd better call Tyne and ask a little harder. Good day, gentlemen." As I drove away, I was more puzzled than ever. My initial suspicion that something was going on between Austin and Tyne was red hot. Instead of driving home, I stopped at a sports bar and called Tyne from the parking lot. "Ricky, when are you coming home?" "Well, that's up to you. I spoke to your company's legal representative a few minutes ago. He implied that your office friends threw you under the bus because you and Austin behaved unprofessionally. Care to comment? Ricky, I've always been loyal to you. Then let me ask you a different question. Would you do all the things you did with him if you had your mom standing next to you?" The pause answered for her. Tyne repeated, "I've always been faithful to you. Just not honest. I gave you a chance to come clean and you didn't." And I hit the red disconnect button. Tyne immediately called back. I answered, "Not now." I quickly turned my phone off and drove back to the hotel. On the way, I stopped to buy new clothes and wondered if this was going to be my new existence. One of my purchases was a landline phone. To avoid being ambushed after work, I arrived at 4 in the morning and left at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My boss was fine with this and even offered to work remotely a few days a week. Anyone who needed to contact me now had my phone number. I spent my nights feeling sorry for myself and emptying inboxes, emails, and voicemails. Yes, it sounds like Tyne was hurting, but she clearly wasn't being completely honest with me. The time away from Tyne was painful, She seemed sincere about not cheating, but something was brewing. Sooner or later, I would have to talk to her. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, as I was leaving work, I was called into the reception area. "Are you Ricky Williams?" a woman dressed casually asked. "Yes. What can I do for you?" "I'm here to deliver this envelope to you. Have a good day." As I took it to the car, I wondered if Tyne had filed for divorce, and I was wrong. Inside was a lie detector test result and a signed post-nuptial agreement. Line by line, I checked the lie detector results. I went online to see if it was a legitimate company. Turns out it is. Have you had sex of any kind with anyone other than your husband since you started living exclusively together? No. True. Have you had an emotional affair during the same time period? Yes. True with only one person? Yes. True. Have you had dinners out that your husband would not approve of? Yes. True. Have you received gifts that you should have refused? Yes. True. Is all of this still going on? No. True. Do you love your husband? Yes. True. There were many other basic questions, but my suspicions were confirmed. So now what? I turned my phone back on and invited Tyne to dinner at the cafe. Her answer was a quick yes. Since dressing up for me didn't work out last time, Tyne showed up in jeans and a sweatshirt. "Sorry, I'm late. Traffic was a bitch today." "No problem, I didn't realize you were ignoring me." "No, you didn't. So did you get my package?" "I did. It's kind of a good news, bad news thing. And for that, I apologize. I was stupid. And while you don't have to believe a word I said, it should never have ended with me having sex with him. It doesn't matter. Being married means having the fortitude to tell someone offhandedly that you're married and keeping it professional," she said with misted eyes. "I know. I failed you. I failed myself. Please tell me we still have a chance." "Are you still working with Austin?" "No, he got transferred. The corporate bigwigs lured me back to my job with a raise." "So you have your eye on someone else?" "I think I deserve it. I give you my word I'll be an ice queen with men from now and forever, if you'll only come home. If I find out anything you haven't disclosed about your unwise act, I will divorce you. Read the prenup. It's all spelled out. If you find anything, I'm finished. I know you won't because there's nothing to find. So, you're going home?" I reached out and squeezed Tyne's hand. She started to pull away before I whispered, "Yes." Epilogue. We celebrated the 12 days of Christmas with more energy than ever before. Tyne glued our wedding certificate together, and it sits framed on her dresser as a reminder of how close things were to falling apart. Her mom helped her restore most of the photos I threw away. The corporate retreat gave Tyne the bonus of settling any questions she might have had about Austin's behavior. We could have been in his house, but giving out quarterly bonuses blurred that legal line. They decided it was better to close the matter rather than risk a lawsuit. She's still the team leader. Every time Tyne finds a picture of a sheep, we print it out and send it to Austin at his new place of employment, anonymously, of course. We've heard from others that Austin has a few stuffed sheep left on his desk. That was our last argument after Patricia was served with the papers, but before we went to court. We were both pretending, playing roles for each other. I pretended I still wanted to talk things out, even though the coffin lid on our marriage had slammed shut. Barely a private investigator had shown me the picture of her kissing Bradley Jacobs. By the 5th minute of their first videotape, he was already in the grave, and I was filling his lid with earth. As for Patricia, I don't know what exactly she was faking. Maybe that her continued infidelity was still a legitimate subject for discussion. Maybe that we could somehow reasonably agree to stay married while she slept with Bradley on the side. My wife, Patricia Wilson, maiden name Anderson, is a lawyer. Bradley is actually one of her paralegals, and finding ways to be reasonable about completely unreasonable things is what she does for a living. At home, I suppose she does it pro bono. The phrase, "Matt, be reasonable," has been a constant refrain for most of our 25-year marriage. But after I handed her the papers, she added another phrase to her repertoire. "Fragile male ego," meaning, "Matt, this isn't about me or who I am or am not sleeping with. It's about your fragile male ego." God, I hate that line. And of course, We didn't get too far into this last discussion before she decided to drop it. Matt, if you could see beyond your fragile male ego, you'd realize that you're not threatened by this at all. She gave me her most hopeful, most reasonable smile. I don't love him, and in a few months we'll both be moving on. You and I will still be able to ride off into the sunset together. I have to hand it to Patricia. She's very brave. As she said this, she was running her fingers over the stem of a glass of her favorite unaged Australian Chardonnay in an oak barrel, standing next to a manila folder on our kitchen table. The folder, in turn, contained my divorce petition, as well as some of the crudest photos a private investigator had managed to take. In other words, the Titanic has collided with an iceberg, the orchestra is playing the hymn, "Nearer, Lord, to Thee," and women and children are being led to the lifeboats. Meanwhile, Patricia says that if I'm sensible, if I can overcome my fragile male ego, we might be able to make it to port. The thing is, Patricia thinks we're still negotiating, but I don't want to decide anything anymore. I want to end this conversation. Patricia, let's stop for a second, I said, interrupting her half-heartedly. You keep talking about my fragile male ego, saying that if I can overcome it, we'll be fine. What exactly do you mean by that? By fragile male ego? She frowned for a moment, slightly offended at being interrupted. Well, it's very simple, Matt. You're afraid of competition, afraid that somehow you won't be able to fit in. She smiled at me again, affectionately, slightly condescendingly. But honey, you don't have to worry. You're my boyfriend, my man. Who's Bradley then? She blushed. Bradley? Well, Bradley's just a toy, like an exercise machine. I'm not going to replace you or fall out of love with you. You have nothing to worry about. I gave her the slightly frowning, slightly bemused look that husbands use when they want their wives to feel superior, usually to get away with something. So, just to be clear, you think I'm worried that you're going to fall out of love with me or replace me with a younger model? She nodded, the affectionate smile growing wider. And you think I'm a little vulnerable because of that? You think I need to be reassured? Exactly. And sweetheart, you have nothing to worry about. I spoke slowly, like I was figuring things out. And somehow this fragility has something to do with me being a man? She patted my arm, affectionately, condescendingly. Oh, honey, it's not just you. All men have fragile egos. Her smile widened. Part of what we wives do is we support our boyfriends, keep you believing in yourself. I wanted to yell at her, ask her how the hell sex with a 25-year-old was supposed to support me, but I knew that would only make her horny. I wasn't surprised Patricia bought into the whole women are stronger than men, pop psychology thing. We'd been going around that nonsense for years, but I was tired. We were almost at the end, and I was tired of walking. You know, Patricia, you've been using that phrase for a long time, I said, glaring at her. I let it pass over my ears. One of the things I've learned after 25 years with you is to pick my battles. But if there's one thing I want to leave you with tonight, it's realizing how much this whole argument is bullshit. She started to object, but I continued. The reason people focus on the fragile male ego is because it seems abnormal. It's like testicles. How many times have you seen a stupid video of a guy getting kicked in the balls? She nodded, about to let me talk about it for a bit before pulling me back in. A lot. Yeah, it's funny, at least for women, because men always seem so strong, and that alone is enough to make most men fall over and throw up. A strong, scary big man suddenly curls up in a ball trying to catch his breath. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's not funny to watch a woman in the same situation, is it? She nodded. But why wouldn't it be? If one person curled up in pain is funny, why isn't the other? Because it's violence. A man hitting a woman is violence. And a woman hitting a man isn't? I shook my head. Never mind, we're getting off topic. The point is that watching a woman squirm in pain is not funny because we are taught to see women as fragile and weak, so the idea of making a woman cry is neither strange nor particularly funny. I don't see where you're going with this. I took a deep breath. The point is the same with ego. When I go to work every day, my friends, make jokes about my sexual prowess, the size of my belly, my thinning hair, and anything else they can find to tease me about. Now imagine if that's what your girlfriends did to you. Imagine walking into the office and immediately getting comments about every area that seems vulnerable to you. How would you feel? God, she said, I can't imagine a woman doing that to a friend, and certainly not all the time. But that's what happens to us big, strong men. We shrug, throw back our comment, and go about our business. By now, I was patting her hand, affectionately, condescendingly. I wonder if she noticed. In fact, the only area where I allow myself to feel fragile and vulnerable is in this house. It is here that I take off my armor, show my soft pink underbelly, and trust that you won't take advantage of it. What you see as my fragile male ego is me relaxing in the only place in the world where I feel I can be fragile. Do you understand me? Patricia smiled and nodded. I watched her gather herself for another attack. But that's the thing, Matt. You're safe here. You can be vulnerable. I'm not going to leave or give up what we have because of an affair. I took off my glasses, rubbed the bridge of my nose. You still don't get it, Patricia. I believed you when you said I was the world's best lover, even though I knew it wasn't objectively true. Hell, I've only had one lover in the last 25 years, not that much experience. I grinned. I believed you when you said I was enough for you, that my body still turned you on. I took you at your word, even when I realized you were just boosting my ego. With you, I chose to be fragile because I knew I could trust you. And I'm so glad you did. And you betrayed that, I shouted, slamming my hand on the table. Her eyes widened and she fell silent. I took a deep breath and tried to find a calm voice again. About 6 months ago, I started to notice that you weren't so careful with my fragility. I noticed the way you expressed yourself when I took my shirt off, the way you closed your eyes when we had sex. Caught the sarcastic comments about going to the gym or giving up beer. She looked up at me, shocked, and I continued. I noticed you stopped talking about your day or asking about mine. I noticed you weren't around me. Even before you started having sex with Bradley, I realized you weren't safe for me anymore. You weren't going to protect my vulnerability. Matt, She paused. Had the lawyer run out of words? I looked her in the eye, firmly. They glittered, and I'm sure mine did too. I've tried to fight it, Patricia. Took you out to dinner more often, commented on your clothes. Tried to schedule more vacations, more time just for us. Tried to let you know you were special to me, dressed better, started going to the gym. Hoped you'd remember how special I was to you. I looked down at my hands. Not now. I can't let her see the tears. I can't be vulnerable. Enough of this. It didn't work. You found reasons to cancel dinners, reasons we couldn't go on vacation. Complimenting your clothes, I could see that you were worried I'd notice you were dressing for him. And sending flowers to your office, I never got a reply. I looked up at her. Later, when you started picking fights to avoid having sex with me, I realized I had failed. You had forgotten that I was special, and you were well on your way to no longer being special to me. I've never had a fight to avoid sex, I groaned. Really? That's all she got out of it? Patricia, can't you just be honest, at least with yourself, if not with me? You've been pushing me away for 6 months. She looked up at me for a second, but then lowered her eyes back to her hands. Charming hands. I shrugged. Anyway, yeah, my ego was fragile back then. I spent a lot of time in the office with the door closed, lamenting our relationship. Tried to put on a strong face while at work so you wouldn't see how deeply you hurt me. Started looking for reasons to leave the house so I wouldn't have to spend time with someone who could hurt me and who now so clearly wants to do so. She looked shocked. I smiled slightly and patted her hand again. But you'll be happy to know that my fragile ego has been healed. I found other things to do, other people who made me feel special. She looked up, a question in her eyes. I grinned. No, I wasn't cheating on you, but I noticed that some women at the gym didn't look like my body was pushing them away too much these days. Anyway, by the time I had proof and was talking to a lawyer, you wouldn't have even noticed that my fragile male ego had ever been hurt. Are we done? That's what I thought. I finally said what I had to say, and I thought maybe she finally heard me. Maybe now we could move on. But no. I was married to a lawyer, and there's no such thing as a lost case. But, Matt, there was no need for that, she shouted. Yes, I admit that I've been, lately, distracted, but I never stopped loving you. In my world, you've always come first. I'm sorry that I didn't see how fragile you were, how much I hurt you. Patricia kept talking, kept weaving beautiful pictures out of her words, but I couldn't hear her. There's that word again, fragile. She still didn't understand anything, and I realized she probably never would. I didn't try to make it nice anymore. Patricia, stop it! I barked. I think she could hear the anger in my voice, even though I tried to hide it. I took a long, slow breath. Let the air out. You still don't get it, do you? Still think it's all about my fragility, my fragile male ego, don't you? Honey, there's no shame in that. All men, Patricia. We all have fragile egos, and we trust those we care about to protect it. Well, yes, of course, but men are especially fragile. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I leaned into her like I wanted to confide in her. I tried my best to fight the sarcasm, but she wasn't making it easy for me. Patricia, I've spent most of the last 25 years trying to find a way to be honest with you without hurting your ego. When you asked me if that color lipstick looked good on you or if that dress made you look fat, I had to find an answer that wouldn't hurt your feelings, but also wouldn't let you walk out of the house looking like a crazy clown or a tight sausage. Patricia blushed, and her eyes widened. She wasn't used to such candor. Suddenly, I realized I was laughing. Patricia, when I say things like, honey, I'm not sure that lipstick goes with that blouse, or, wow, could you change your clothes? I'm not sure I'm okay with our neighbors drooling over your boobs all night. I was giving you an out, pretending that I wasn't sure what I was saying or that my fragile male ego was being threatened. And do you know why I was doing it? She shook her head. All because I didn't want to jeopardize your ego. That's nonsense, Patricia boiled. I can think of several instances where you explicitly said something didn't look good. I grinned. Oh, I'll admit that I've let things slip from time to time, I said. I think we both remember what happened on those days when I commented on your eyeshadow, like a prostitute's. Or when I told you that yes, that dress makes your ass look big. Big, hurt eyes, a cold thank you for your honesty, and a week or two of negative bedroom temperatures. I quickly realized that honesty is definitely overrated when it comes to giving my wife my opinion. So for 25 years you lied to me? Patricia looked like she was ready to explode. It's time to call it a day. Let's just say I gave you a selective and carefully edited version of the truth. I told you that you were the most beautiful woman in the world, that your trips to the gym cut a decade off your age, that your ass is as big as the Venus of Milos, gave you extravagant compliments that, like your compliments to me, were designed to show you how I see you, and, in the process, boost your fragile ego. My ego is not fragile. Patricia, you have a fat ass. She looked at me like I'd just punched her in the chest. What? I smiled at her. You have stretch marks. Your breasts are sagging. The roots of your hair are graying and your teeth are yellowing. Those expensive creams you buy don't hide the wrinkles on your face or your second chin. Honey, it's time to start thinking about how to age gracefully because you can't fight it anymore. She gasped, her eyes widening. A few punches, all right on target. Jesus Christ, Matt. Patricia, remember the feeling you're having right now. Think about it. Now imagine I told you I was gonna fuck some pretty young thing in the office. Someone 10 or 20 years younger than you. Firm ass, luscious breasts. She tries all her tricks on me because our relationship is still in its infancy and she is still just starting her game. Imagine me coming over to your house from her a couple times a week. How's your ego doing? Feeling a little fragile? Patricia's a little gray. Yeah, she mumbled. That's what you never realized, Patricia. I'm not blind. You're not the most beautiful woman in the world. Hell, I could probably walk out my front door and find half a dozen women in our neighborhood who are objectively more attractive than you. I looked at her again, but her face was still drawn out. I could see the tears on her cheeks. You're not the prettiest, or the smartest, or the most fun, but to me, that's exactly what you were. You were the prettiest, the most fun, the best. As I saw all your flaws, I also saw the life we had together. Your breasts sagged because you fed them to our children. Your ass is fat because you carried them in your body. You have wrinkles from laughing because we laughed together. I looked at the road map of your body and saw the miles we traveled together. I treasured each of those miles and the footprints they left. She looked up, and it was like the last scene in a boxing movie, the one right before the final knockout. She sobbed. "What about now? What do you see now?" God, I thought. She's asking for it. It would have been so easy. Part of me, hell, a big part of me, wanted to deliver the knockout blow, the one that would leave her so shattered that she'd spend the next few years tossing from bed to bed trying to prove she still had it. And here she is, jutting her chin out, waiting for the ceiling to collapse. But that's the point. It's not about landing the knockout punch anymore. In fact, it wasn't even about Patricia. She looked in the mirror, saw that time was running out, and decided she could find the fountain of youth in a younger man. And then, when she was exposed, she tried to stand her ground through defiance and clever words. I think it's clear to both of us that she is weak and small, and will now be left alone. As for me, I cried my tears in my car, outside my office door, in a park a mile from my house. I spent months hiding my pain from my wife as I struggled, and then mourned the death of my marriage. Now I needed to plan the rest of my life. The first step was to ask myself who I wanted to see in the mirror every morning. The guy who took a cheap shot? The guy who won some meaningless contest with a weak woman who lost her life? A bully? No. I wanted to see the same guy I see now, a merciful man, a good man, an honest man. I took another deep breath and covered Patricia's hand with mine again. What do I see now? Now I see the woman I spent the best years of my life with. I see the one I trusted with my fragility for as long as I could. I squeezed her hand. I see the one I'm really going to miss. She stood up, pasting a smile on her face. That one was crooked, and it didn't help with the tears. It doesn't have to be like this, she said. We can find our way back. No, we can't, I sighed. You're right about one thing, Patricia. I'm not fragile, but here my trust was fragile. I'll never be able to take off my armor again. Never be able to let you in. Maybe we could live together. We could sleep in the same bed, go on vacations, make some memories. But the thing is, I'll always be watching you. Wondering if you're appreciating my body, if you're comparing me to someone else in bed. Wondering if you're staying with me because you love me or just out of habit. I'm not going to live like that, Patricia. I think I have 30 or 40 more years, and I don't want to spend them with someone I don't trust, pretending to feel safe and secure when I really don't. I don't deserve that. And frankly, if you really love me, you wouldn't ask me to go through that. For all her legal skills, Patricia is pretty transparent, at least to me. I could see in her eyes that she was thinking up counter-arguments, testing them out, seeing which ones might work. And then I saw it when she realized that it was really over. It was like the light went out in her eyes. Once Patricia decided not to fight, the divorce went through quickly. We traded jewelry for tools and a TV, furniture for my partially restored Mustang. In the end, we sold the house, split everything in half, and saved a lot of money on lawyers. The great thing about divorce is that even when it's finalized, it's not over. I still see Patricia often, at our children's birthdays, anniversaries, Christmases. Sometimes she brings a beau with her, and I usually have a woman under my arm. For the last year or so, it's the same woman, and I can see from the look in Patricia's eyes that she understands what that means. I try not to gloat, but sometimes my ego, well, it can be a little fragile.